Hi friends, and welcome to this ASMR video. In this video I will be giving a quick review of a new book I've just purchased called Where's Del Boy. This book is based on Only Fools and Horses and is very much in the style of a Where's Wally find on the page book. I do personally love these sort of books. Where's Wally books always appealed to me as a child, and as you know from my channel already, I'm a massive fan of Only Fools and Horses. My channel is very young, it's in its infancy, but it's already got loads of Only Fools and Horses related stuff, so this book appealed to me and just seemed like the perfect thing to do for a video. So without further ado, let's take a look. So we can see it's from BBC Books, so it's an official book. It's not some cheap cash-in, it's actually licensed. Where's Del Boy instead of Where's Wally, but I'm pleased to say it's not just Del Boy you've got to find in the book, there's many other characters and things too. So if I just open the book, we get a little bit of artwork here of the caricatures of the main characters. And of course we give credit to John Sullivan, who created the show. Now we're on the contents, and we can see that there are blue and white sections of the contents. What those mean is we have some, on the white ones, these are the locations to find Del Boy. So, for example, on Where's Wally, it might be find him in the market, or find him on the beach, or find him at the seaside, or wherever in the city. These are locations to find Del Boy. So they're the popular locations: Nelson Mandela House, Peckham Market, Peckham High Street, Peckham Church, the Starlight Rooms, the Hull Docks, Ridgemere Hall, Abino to Margate, Miami, and the Nag's Head. So we have 10 overall, which I think is quite nice. It's quite a good number, really. It keep you busy for a little while. I should explain as well, the blue sections of the contents are basically what I would call filler. For the other book, it's got sections that are full of adverts and fake articles in newspapers, which are sort of a nod and a wink to the show, which are quite nice, but to me they're just filler, and I don't really read them very much, but it makes the book a bit thicker, so I can see why they put them in, and you know, if you're a fan of the show, maybe you do appreciate the references. So here's what you need to find in every scene. So we have the main characters, or what they perceive to be the main characters in the show, on each page. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 characters, and 5 like what they would call items, although I wouldn't call the shadow an item, but for the sake of this he is. So we've got 20 altogether, and they are on every single scene, so but it does say not always wearing the same clobber, so maybe it makes it a bit more of a challenge. I will skip ahead to show you that as well as finding those 20 items on each scene, we've also got, as per the Where's Wally books, we have a checklist. So on each scene we have a number of other items that you have to find. It's quite handy, they've put them in a tick list here for you. I perhaps will go through in pencil so I can rub them out and do them again sometime, but it's nice that you've got that. You've probably got another, maybe an average of say 15, 20 or so on each one, so it'll keep you busy a little while longer. What I also like about these is that we've got certain items that are show specific, and it does tell you which episode it was. So for example, in Miami we've got Pauline Harris, who was on the the second time around. Of course, she was nowhere near Miami when the show was on, but she's been placed there, and it's quite nice that you've got the reference there. For anyone like me who's mad on Anifos Gnosis and knows almost everything there is to know about the show, although you can't always remember it when you're doing an ASMR video, it's nice that you've got that reference. It just makes nostalgia a bit nicer, really. And it shows a bit more thought's gone into the book as opposed to just saying, yeah, here's Dale Boy, here's Rodney, here's Albert. So, I do like that a lot. And also I think their choice of scenes, or locations rather, are really good. I think they're all, I couldn't think of much better ones really. When you think about it, you've got the standard ones like the Market, Nelson Mandela House, you've got the Nag's Head, but then you've also got like very famous locations. Obviously when I went to Miami, Jolly Boys Outing, we got Margate, Ridgemere Hall, which was where the Chandelier episode, of course to Hull and back. So yeah, really, really good. So going through the book, we have on the first page one of these filler pages. So we've got some pictures, we've got a fake police report. They are linked to the show, so it is quite nice that we've, even on the items on here, we've got are linked to episodes, not just one episode, but several. So, for example, we've got the Free Nelson Mandela t-shirt, which Raquel pointed out to Del Boy in, I think it was the Peckham Spring Mother Nature's Son episode. We've got the red horse riding crash helmets. I think that might have been in Modern Man. We've got Danger UXD, the blow-up dolls, and so on and so forth. They're listed here, so that's quite nice. And this is the first scene in the book. So we start with Nelson Mandela House, which I think is a very sensible way to start it. As you can see from this page, it's not exactly full of detail or as tricky as something like Where's Wally. I remember as a kid finding the Where's Wally books sometimes quite tricky, they're really, really small characters, and obviously we've got lots of red and white hoops everywhere, so it was hard to find exactly who Wally was, or where he was, but it was really good and detailed, and it took a while. This isn't quite that. This is not obviously pretending to be as detailed as that, but I do like the references they put on the pages for the other shows and the other items that you can find. I'm not going to tell you where everyone is because that's boring, and I think you might want to buy the book yourself and enjoy it yourself, or maybe even just pause the video and do it yourself here. And also the video would take too long, so I'm just going to point out a couple of things just to show you, that it's very easy. I mean, straight away you got Grandad there. I mean, that's not very difficult to find. It's the shadow there. You've got obviously Rodney there, Trigger there, Marlene. It's not very difficult, but maybe the other items at the back might be a little bit more difficult to find. But even just looking at them from a nostalgic point of view, thinking, oh yeah, I remember that from so and so, I remember that from so and so. It's really well done. I do like it a lot. We've got the Market here. So again, I'm not going to go through and show you where everything is because that'll be up to you to enjoy that yourself. I do find what I noticed on this page, which stood out for me, was that we've got from Heroes and Villains right at the start of the episode when Rodney has that horrible dream that the Trotters owned basically a lot of the world and were rulers, and Damien was in charge, and they had adverts on billboards for Trotters items, and we've got one there for Trotters meat fingers, and I do remember that from the episode. But it looks bizarre when the whole thing is sort of caricaturized in that style, and then you've got almost a superimposed picture, computer generated picture. It does look a bit out of sync with the rest of the book, but it's not a criticism, it's just interesting. I loads going on here. I can see already just glancing at it, all the different characters, and you know, I've got to point this one out. Good old Albert doing his dance, one of my favourite ever scenes in the show. Absolutely superb. We've got some fake newspaper articles from the Peckham Echo about. We've got the shadow there, and obviously there's the statue, the weeping statue, Starlight Rooms advert. It's quite nice. Here we've got the Peckham High Street. Again, take a look at this. Interesting. Yeah, interesting stuff. Again, I'm not gonna go through and point out everything. Although I will just point that out. Famous scene of Del Boy falling over there. We have the church. I don't think it's going to take you too long to go through this book and find everything. I imagine each page can be done in probably 10 minutes or so. But I purchased this book for £8, so I have more than got my money's worth. It is combining two of my favourite things. Certainly as a kid I loved Where's Wally, absolutely adored the TV programme, the cartoon, and the books. And Only Fools and Horses is my favourite programme ever. So you know, when I saw the two combined, I was so excited. I had to buy the book, and actually I was really pleasantly surprised by it. I didn't think it would be this good. I thought it would be a cheap cash in. I didn't think much effort would go into it, but it really has actually. I'm really impressed. As I may have said before, if any of you have got any sort of passion for Only Fools and Horses like me, then absolutely please buy this book. It's really worth it. Hopefully watching this will help you decide whether you like it or not. So another page of adverts there, and you know, the whole tourist information guide is quite nice. There's the whole docs. I like how they've put items from other episodes into like these scenes that aren't at all related to this particular location. So even this one here, we've got here Slater walking the plank. Now there's one of the points in the book. I think it was when Del was arrested for stealing the microwave ovens, and he was talking and just said when he was a kid that they made him walk the plank when they were at school, and I just think that's such a good little nod there to it, that someone like myself who's a nerd at this sort of thing, you know, I really appreciate it. Of course, a very famous scene in Only Fools and Horses, one of the most famous in British comedy, really. The chandelier falling down and breaking, absolutely superbly done, and yeah, well represented here. Yeah, more articles and adverts. Margate. Another amazing episode. We've got Miami. And more Villa. And then finally, we've got the Nag's Head. We've got the upstairs and the downstairs, and a little bit of the outside as well. So, yeah, really, really well done. I mean, some of the characters don't look brilliant. Like, yeah, some of the main characters look pretty good. Good likenesses, other ones really not so much. But, you know, I can't use that against it because it's not that kind of book to go into that sort of detail, really. But even little characters that only appear very briefly in the show, I recognise straight away. You know, this is the Rodney's apprentice at Alan Parry's computer section. And we finish with this, and that's the end of the book. So, to recap, this book has 10 scenes from Only a Bulls and Horses, 10 locations to find Del Boy, and many other things. I really recommend the book. I think it's great. Really enjoyed talking to you about it, and I haven't yet done the finding, but I'm going to now after this video and make a start, and yeah, just absolutely love it. So yeah, for anyone who likes Only Bulls and Horses, then please go ahead and buy this book. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next video.